A spring house was a common sight in rural areas before electrical refrigeration. These small structures were typically built over the source of a spring or a diverted stream and were used to keep milk, eggs, fruit, and other perishables cool. The water maintained a constant temperature inside the spring house throughout the year. This really brings us back to the roots of what this garden was, originally an apple orchard by the Larson family, and we wanted to commemorate that with this structure. It also provides a soundproof barrier from the children's garden to the tranquility and the contemplative garden that we created here. Before we move on up, I'd like to invite Herb and Gladys to say a few words.
Very few. Being involved in the planning and watching the creation of this garden has been a most rewarding and fulfilling experience for us. The staff and the interns here in the garden, the landscape architect, the contractors, and the workers have all labored diligently to meet the challenges of creating a unique and beautiful garden. The botanical garden volunteers and staff worked miracles in getting all those plants in the ground last spring and planting the bulbs last fall. I'm sure we drove Mark a little nuts with questions or suggestions like we could use a few more boulders along the path in the upper gardens, or we need an ivy to marry the spring house to the ground. We want him to know how much we appreciate his patience, and he's needed it. Thank you all for helping complete our dream of having a place where people can come and enjoy the beauties of the shade garden, listen to the sounds of the birds and the bubbling of the stream, a place where tranquility reigns supreme. A little trite and didactic, but I still like it. Thank you so much for attending.
We do too.
I forgot to introduce my staff. They're kind of all hanging back there, but the gardening staff includes a lot of our interns, some of whom were here. We'll move on up now to the Janklin Pavilion.
I concur on those numbers of plants, I know. I watered at least every single one of them at least once. Yep. Look at this one. Look at this one.
Isn't it? It is beautiful. I think it's better with a little cloud cover.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys get out on Monday when you were thinking about coming?
Yesterday morning.
Okay.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
It rained. And,
yeah, rained in the afternoon. And, yeah.
What was going on at the Green Bay Botanical Garden today? It was a day of celebration. The garden now has 2 new additions. A dedication ceremony taking place for the new Elsie Genquine Pavilion and Overlook Garden, as well as the King Shade Garden. This is video from the groundbreaking a couple of years ago, and this is what it looks like right now. Some change. Some say the weather played a big factor in the garden's success.
The weather we've had this spring has just made everything just perfectly luscious, and it turned out better than we ever hoped.
Garrett says they're grateful for the community support, which she says made the new gardens possible.